AJ Styles wants you to come to WWE. And I'm gonna bring up this quote because I did like this. He went on an interview recently and talked about the new the new regime in WWE and how
Hmm.
things are so different. And wait, let me get the quotes here. Uh, and he said, "I wish more guys who I think would do well in WWE, who may have been afraid as far as past things that have happened with Vince being there. I wish they would understand in WWE that in understand that WWE is in this for the long run." Sal said, "We're talking about 10 years on Netflix, possibly 20. That's a long time. We're not going anywhere." He's so right. And that's one issue I take with the AEW signings and whatnot, and everyone going like that's the big money. They're not thinking of the longevity, and AJ Styles brings that up about the longevity that you can have your cake and eat it too. Like this is not the crazy ripping scripts up hours before showtime. This
Hmm.
is a collaborative effort, and the guy running it actually wants to get the most out of every superstar there, even if the most is just sitting on the sidelines and watching, because your number's going to get called at some point, and he knows it, and you just never know what that is. But they're preparing you, and they're just the best at preparing you too for the spotlight.
Yeah, I think obviously what he's saying is a huge compliment to the changes that they've made. And I think that's why a lot of people have been hesitant to go to WWE because things were run the same for so long. And if Vince didn't like you, then they're like, what were you
We're
even
done.
doing there? And I think that there are some things that AJ isn't thinking about because there have been people who came from AEW or were re-signed after being fired by Vince and they haven't done anything. We could say like Emma and even Karrion Kross has had some questionable things. So it's like
Very questionable.
um I understand saying because I do think there are people who are either in AEW, TNA, in the Indies, whatever, that would thrive in WWE right now under Triple H. But I think that I can understand that why they might be a little hesitant because it's not even like, oh, you're looking at what happened 3 years ago. You can look at some things that are happening right now with some of the people who aren't Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, and how they're not on TV every week or they're few and far between in matches and storylines and whatever. So it's like, if I really went there, is it going to be any different for me than if I signed with Vince? So
Hmm.
um I'd be curious to know like who he's talking about specifically. I know we won't know, but because he said like I think there are people that would be like great fits here and would do really well, I'm kind of like, AJ, who are you talking about? I'm just curious. Like,